Greetings, everyone. I had this boss, we'll call her Christine with a C instead of a K, and she was quite the manager. I'm not going to say she was a good manager because I didn't feel she was. Basically, opening day, we're launching, this fraud prevention tool, Zelle, where we're basically stopping fraudulent transactions with Zelle. For example, fraudsters in India would call people like in Iowa and say, hey, your utilities are going to be shut off unless you send a Cash App payment. So I would end up calling them on Sundays, that's the day I worked, and let them know that, this is fraud because PG&E or any other utility companies, they don't accept Cash App payments. But on opening day, she was there making arrangements to go party that night instead of focus on the work at hand. So I thought that was so Christine, previously I had come up with the idea of Harland using them as a fraud prevention tool because they had the exact check stock a client was using as well as the numerical sequence and the date that the checks were ordered. So that got approved throughout our bank organization, which is in 7 states. So I was very proud of that. It didn't take, they had to pay more for licensing, but it took about a year to get that done, but they did it. So I was really happy about that because it has stopped fraud. So I was going to pitch an idea of labeling our hold codes because, they're just numbers like 22, 24, 26, and you don't know what it means. So I thought it would be helpful to state this will stop credits and debits, or this is going to stop only debits, no deposits, examples like that. So I'm doing this presentation not even knowing she's on the call. The gentleman under her was leading the call, and I was pitching this idea. And she comes on at the end and she says, there's no way we're going to do this idea. No way. And I thought, wow, you didn't even announce yourself at the start of this meeting that you were going to be involved. And then you berated the idea in front of everybody that was on the call that it was not a good idea to begin with when it was. So, that was a loss for the bank because she and her ego just felt like she had made a decision that was incorrect. And so I was really taken aback by that. And during a job review, she was saying how I don't come up with any original ideas. So guess what? I said to her, you know what? I did pitch an original idea to you, and you weren't even on the call supposedly, and you came on at the end and said, we're not doing this. And you know what she said to me? She goes, I don't recall ever doing that. And I'm like, you're lying. So that is not a good manager, and that is a really shady individual. So, we parted ways shortly thereafter, and I really lost all respect for her because she really did underhanded things. I remember one time she also said that she had her boss order for her at a restaurant because that would make her look better in his eyes. And I thought, this is so calculating. And it was interesting how she would socialize with everyone around me except for me. And she's like, oh, you need to work the floor more, you need to talk to more coworkers. And I was like, well, you would probably yell at us because we would be doing our job. So I thought, it's interesting you're saying that. But she spent plenty of time socializing because I think that I don't know how hard she was working, because she would tell me when working from home during COVID that she would have her daughter periodically hit the keyboard, the mouse, or, just basically activate it so it would appear like she's working from home and she's active on the computer when in fact she was in her swimming pool.